I was lying in a hospital bed recovering from major surgery when my phone rang. It was my only daughter. Her voice was cold as she said, "Mom, I sold the house. We needed the money for Mark's business. Don't worry, I got you a small studio. You'll be fine." Then she hung up. 45 years I raised her alone. I sacrificed everything for her. And while I was fighting for my life in the hospital, she sold my house like it was nothing. But what my daughter didn't know would change everything. My name is Evelyn Carter. I'm 68 years old. 6 months ago, I went in for what was supposed to be a routine gallbladder surgery. Complications turned it into a 2-week stay. My daughter Lisa had been so attentive before the surgery, bringing me flowers, holding my hand, telling me how much she loved me. I thought it was real love. But now I understand it was all preparation. The beach house she sold wasn't just any house. It was the home my late husband and I built together with our bare hands. We raised Lisa there. Every birthday, every Christmas, every summer evening watching the sunset over the water. All those memories she reduced to cash. Lisa had married Mark, a man who always looked down on me. He came from a wealthy family and never missed a chance to remind me that I was just a retired schoolteacher living in an old house. During family dinners, the comments were constant. "Evelyn, that dress is vintage. How cute. Must be hard living on a fixed income these days. Mom, maybe it's time to downsize. You don't need all that space anymore." I smiled through every insult. I never corrected them. I never told them the truth. Because while they saw me as a poor widow in an old beach house, I had been quietly building something much bigger. On the 5th day after surgery, the nurse brought me my phone. Lisa had called 3 times. When I finally answered, she didn't even ask how I was feeling. "Mom, I sold the house. The buyers wanted a quick closing, so I handled everything. We got a decent price. I already moved your things into a nice little studio apartment near the highway. It's perfect for one person. Mark and I need the money right now for his new startup. You understand, right?" I was speechless. My own daughter had sold the house I raised her in, the house that still had her childhood drawings on the walls, without even asking me. She treated me like I was already dead. I whispered, "Lisa, that was my home." She sighed like I was being difficult. "Mom, you're old. You don't need a big house anymore. This is better for everyone. I'll come visit you in the new place when you get out." That night I didn't cry. Something inside me changed. A cold, calm clarity took over. Because 3 weeks before my surgery, my lawyer had brought me papers I almost didn't open. My late husband had left me something far bigger than anyone knew. The next morning, the hospital chief of staff walked into my room with 5 other doctors and the entire board. They were all smiling. "Mrs. Carter," the chief said respectfully, "on behalf of everyone at St. Mary's Hospital, we want to thank you personally. As the majority owner and founder of the Carter Health Group, your continued support and generous donations have allowed us to build the new pediatric wing and upgrade our entire facility." The room went completely silent. Lisa had just walked in carrying a small bouquet of flowers. She froze in the doorway, her mouth open, eyes wide with disbelief. The chief continued, "We are so grateful that you chose to recover here in one of your own hospitals. If there's anything you need, anything at all, just say the word." I looked directly at my daughter and said calmly, "Actually, there is something. My daughter just sold my beach house without my permission. Could you please have security escort her out until I decide what to do next?" Lisa's face turned ghostly white. The flowers dropped from her hands. "Mom, what is he talking about? You own this hospital? You own hospitals." I nodded slowly. "Yes, Lisa. While you and Mark were busy looking down on me, I was busy building something real. Your father and I started with one small clinic 30 years ago. Today I own 7 hospitals across 3 states. The poor retired teacher you've been pitying for years is worth over $47 million. Lisa started crying. Not fake tears, real ugly broken sobs. "Mom, I'm so sorry. I thought you had nothing. I thought I was helping you. Mark said we needed the money. I never meant to hurt you." I looked at her for a long moment. "You didn't just sell my house, Lisa. You sold every memory we had left of your father. You treated me like I was a burden, like I was already worthless. While I was lying here scared I might not wake up, you were signing papers to take what was mine." She fell to her knees beside my bed. Please, Mom. I'll fix this. I'll get the house back. I'll do anything. Just don't hate me. I took a deep breath. I don't hate you, Lisa. But I'm not going to rescue you either. Not yet. You wanted to see what life feels like when you have nothing and no one respects you. Now you're going to live it for a while. 3 months later, after many difficult conversations, I gave Lisa one last chance, but with very clear boundaries. She had to move out of her luxury condo and into a small apartment. She had to get a real job. And for 6 months she worked as a receptionist in one of my smaller clinics, the same kind of entry-level job I had when I started building my empire. First she hated it. She cried every night. But slowly something changed. She started showing up early. She learned the names of the patients. She began to understand what real hard work and humility feel like. One evening she came to my house and said, "Mom, I finally get it. All those years I thought money made me better than you. But you built something real. You helped thousands of people. I was just showing off." I hugged her tightly for the first time in months. "I forgive you, Lisa. But forgiveness doesn't mean trust comes back immediately. We're going to rebuild our relationship slowly, with honesty and respect this time." Today Lisa still works at the clinic. She's studying healthcare administration at night. She pays her own bills. And every Sunday we have dinner together at the beach house, the same house I got back within 2 weeks. Looking back, I don't regret what happened. Sometimes the hardest lessons come from the people we love most. Here's what I want every one of you watching to remember. Real wealth is not the size of your bank account. Real wealth is the kindness you show when no one is watching. Real wealth is treating your parents, your children, and every person with dignity, whether they live in a mansion or a small beach house. Never judge someone by their clothes, their car, or the size of their home. You never know, that poor old lady you're looking down on might be the one who owns the hospital you're lying in. Humility costs nothing, but it earns everything. Greed may bring temporary comfort, but it always costs you the people who truly love you. If this story touched you, drop a like and tell me in the comments. Have you ever been betrayed by family over money? Or have you ever hidden your success from people who might take advantage of you? Also, which story should I tell next? A wedding betrayal, a nursing home story, or something else? Let me know below. Thank you for watching. Remember, true power doesn't need to show off. True power stays quiet until it doesn't have to anymore. See you in the next story. God bless.